You are in a relationship with somebody, and in order to love them, you have to not love yourself. In order to love them, you have to abandon yourself. It is not worth it. If the cost of loving somebody is yourself, it is too expensive. It's okay not to have standards, and it's also okay to have standards, but don't go around pretending like you have them just to continue being used, abused as a cum rag. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but I have to say it the way that it is. Don't pretend like you are ready to leave. Don't pretend like you have standards and like you're better than, oh, I'm better than staying. I'm better than being with somebody who cheats on me. But then every time they cheat on you, you cry and go back to them. Because what that is doing is you are teaching that person how to treat you. You are teaching that person how to love you. And quite frankly, you're not that expensive. Quite frankly, it doesn't take much to afford you. Because all it takes for them to do is to either give you good sex, all it takes for them to do is buy you a Birkin or buy you something, get your nails done, and you're done crying about it. You're not expensive as you think you are. When you allow somebody to continue to use you and you allow somebody to continue to come in, the only thing that they have to pay for it is for you to cry. The only thing that you're sowing is tears. They're gonna keep doing it. And on top of that, you can't expect somebody to do something for you that you cannot do for yourself. So if you don't love yourself, but you are expecting somebody else to love you, why should they have to do something that you can't do for yourself? If I was an abusive person, or if I was a narcissist, and you can see if you agree, and I get off on using people, why would I not use you? You let me use you, and the only thing that I get for it is, I gotta deal with tears for a little bit. Like, I gotta deal with you crying for a little bit, or you getting mad and beating my car in and busting my windows, or fighting the girl I cheated with. But you're never mad at me enough to leave me. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna continue to use you because you're usable. And I think 2025 is the year to realize and admit to ourselves that sometimes we're usable, and we get used because we're usable. Yes, I'm not victim blaming. Yes, it is a narcissist's fault if the narcissist wants to abuse you mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. But sometimes, ladies, we are usable, okay? If I see something that is usable, not in the human sense, but like, you know, a paper plate, right? Or a paper cup, I'm going to use it. I would rather use, thank you, Holy Spirit, that is so good. I would rather use a paper plate than to use a plate that I have to wash and take care of and keep clean. You know why? Because the paper plate, I can throw in the trash and discard of it when I'm done. And it sounds exactly like a narcissist and what they do to you when they're done with you. They're going to keep using you as long as you allow them to use you. I'm going to keep using paper plates until I'm ready. But when I'm done using paper plates, or when I'm done using them, I'm going to throw it away. Paper plates are not made to be kept. They're made to be used and discarded with. So you need to upgrade yourself, upgrade your life, upgrade your mind to stop being so focused on men. You need to upgrade your mind, upgrade yourself, upgrade your emotions, upgrade your everything about yourself to the point where you're not so man conscious. You should not be so man conscious that you are unconscious of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes having standards, sometimes loving yourself, it takes a sacrifice of losing somebody that you love. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the person that you love in order to save yourself. Sometimes and that sounded so wrong, but what I mean is, if the love is abusive, if the love is causing you to forget about who you are, you no longer know what you like. You no longer know what makes you happy. You no longer know what brings you peace, because all your thoughts revolve around what gives them peace. You don't even eat the proper meals that you want to eat because you know that, okay, well, this is going to make me gain weight, so I don't want to gain this weight in this area, so I need to cut off this from my diet. And you're working out and you're telling yourself, well, I'm taking care of myself and I got a workout routine, and yeah, I love myself because look at what I'm doing. I love myself because I work out every day. I love myself because I change my diet. Yeah, I love myself because I take myself out on girls trips. I love myself, yeah, because I got money and I work and I get my, but you're doing it for the approval of somebody else, which is not self-love. It's called approval of others. It's called validation. That means you don't love yourself, because if you loved yourself, you'd be comfortable whether you made $100,000 this month or not. If you loved yourself, you would love yourself whether you were able to make it to the gym 7 days a week or not. And you wouldn't feel like the world is completely ending just because you couldn't make it to the gym that week or that day. You wouldn't feel like the world is ending just because you ate something and you gained 2 pounds and now that it's the end of the world, instead of thinking like, oh, I can fix this. There can be a solution to this problem. Instead, you take it as the end of the world because you feel as though you're going to lose your world, which is your man, which is your husband, or which is your boyfriend specifically. You feel like you're going to lose him if you stop this. I feel like if I don't do this, if I don't have sex with him, he's gonna leave me. If I don't give him head, he's gonna leave me. If I don't buy him clothes and shoes and chains, he's gonna leave me. Baby, that's not love. You are usable, and you ought to be being used. And I'm sorry I have to say it like this to you, but I have to say it that's real, because this is something I would tell myself too. This is something I would tell my daughter. If you are willingly giving yourself and running yourself dry and running yourself thin and spreading yourself thin for the approval of a person that it'll never be good enough for, they will never, never, never settle with you. They are waiting to discard of you when they're done using you. A person will never put paper plates back in their cabinet after using them. A person doesn't buy paper cups to save them. They buy them to throw them away. So if you are acting disposable, why should they not dispose of you? I saw a poem on Instagram. If I can get the poet's name, I'll put it on the screen. But it was a poem about self-love, and she said, if you are so worth keeping, why can't you keep you? You spend so much time trying to prove to him why you're so worth keeping. So why can't you keep you? You spend so much time trying to prove why you're so worth loving. So why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? You're so worth it. So why are you not worth it to you? Your worth revolves around them seeing it. Your worth revolves around them telling you that you have it. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. I don't want to hear because, I didn't have my daddy in my life. I didn't have my daddy either. My daddy is deceased. He's been deceased since I was like 10. Okay? I've seen women get abused growing up. Physically. I've seen women get choked out over and over, back to back again. I've seen women get their heads beat in. I've seen my mama go through a divorce. That is not an excuse. And you having trauma and going through things is not an excuse for you to continue toxic cycles as a woman. It's time to grow up and be a better woman. It's time to grow up and be a bigger woman, especially if you have children, and especially if you have a daughter. Because what are you showing her? I can't speak to the men. There are abusive men out here, but I can only speak to you. And what are you showing your lineage? What are you showing your children? That women are supposed to be weak? You want to know why so many men think that a down chick and a chick that's willing to take you back 100 times after I cheat on you is what they're supposed to have? Because they saw their mama do it. The reason why men have the mentality that I can cheat on you and you're supposed to take me back. I want a strong woman. I need a ride or die woman, because they saw their mama be dumb. So now they expect for you to be dumb. But you know who that started with? Their mother. And their mother is a woman. And I can only speak to the woman on the inside of you. Men need to fix what they need to fix, but I can't preach to men because I don't know what it's like to be a man. But what I do know is what it's like to be a woman. What I do know is what it's like to go through a divorce. What I do know is what it's like to have a baby daddy. Okay? Do we not learn the first time? Are you not? Men think that women need to be stupid because women continue to be stupid. You think you know so much. You think you're so smart. You can pull so many little puppet strings together to make him love you. How to manipulate a man to make him love me. How to leave him on red for like 30 minutes. So then by the 31st minute, I can text him. You so stupid. You're so smart that you're stupid. You're so smart that you're stupid. I'm so sorry. I have to say it this way. Because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it. And I got tired of myself. I had to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of myself in order to be sick and tired of you. And I'm sick and tired of you too. We got to change. Sometimes it's because you're usable, which is why you're getting used. It's not because, they're a bad person. It's not because they're bad for using somebody. Yeah, it takes a horrible person to use somebody, but you're usable. Stop handing out the straw and they can't suck you dry. But to continue to hold out your cup and pour your drink out and try to force them to drink, you're force feeding people to love you. You're force feeding them your affection to try to get them and force them to reciprocate energy. You're pouring, you're running yourself dry, and you are mad at them because you did it. You're mad at them because you have no more drink in or no more oil, no more water, you have nothing left. You have depleted yourself dry, and you're mad at them when they never told you to do it. You spend so much time pouring out of your own cup to try to force them to reciprocate. And you're mad at them because your cup is empty when they never asked you to. You did it because of the lack of the self-love you have within yourself. You did it because you need validation from them, because without them, you don't feel loved. Even though you know that them having sex with you and then discarding you, even though you know that them cheating on you over and over, and you having to pull up to his house, you having to stalk his email address and stalk his text messages is not love. As long as you feel validated, it's good enough for you. And you're going to sit here and tell me that with all that information I just saw or read, you're not usable. Why would he not use you? You tired of being used? Then stop being usable. Stop being a paper plate and expecting fine china respect. If it costs you yourself, it is too expensive. If it costs you your peace, it is too expensive. If it costs you love for yourself, it is too expensive. And if you don't want to listen to nothing I'm saying, then shut up complaining about it. Some of y'all need a big sister to tell you. Some of y'all need a mentor or something, somebody to tell you, shut up complaining about it. It is the most insane thing to complain over and over about something that you're unwilling to change. Shut up complaining about it. Let him use you in peace.